Welcome everyone to our final 2017 podcast.
There's only a few hours left in 2017.
I think we originally started this podcast in 2017 and never did anything about it.
Yeah.
Not until the last couple of months, weeks. What has it been? This is our fourth one since
Okay,
third.
do less talking and open the beer
Okay,
first.
fine. I'm sorry. I'm already reminiscing about 2017 ending. This is literally New Year's. This is we're gonna finish doing this, and then we're gonna go have dinner together, and then we're gonna celebrate the New Year just together in Ottawa. Today we are. What are we doing? We're drinking God's flesh. God's flesh. I'll take a decent. No, you can't see it. Siggy's been playing with the lighting in here. She wants softer lighting, and why not? Let's give her softer lighting.
Well, I just think with the fireplace and, the candles and the wood, it needs to be a cozier feel.
No. That didn't work out.
Did you open and then
I did.
flip?
I'm
That was
dumb.
dumb.
That was dumb.
That was really dumb.
That was really dumb. I didn't know if it was open all the way. I guess it was. Okay. Forget this. I'll go get some napkins in a second.
It's okay. Just use your sleeve, I guess.
Give me your cup. Let's pour this properly. Way to start off the podcast by fucking up basic beer etiquette. But this is...
You're not even showing your pour on the shot.
What pour and what shot? It's okay. Don't worry about it.
Well, I guess this camera. We're trying two cameras. What are you doing? Why are you making a mess?
I don't know.
Well,
That's what drinking does. It turns you into a giant
cheers
mess.
to 2017. Fuck, man. It's 2017
No,
finished.
it's, yeah,
Last
2017
time I
is done.
remembered it was like 2010.
Wow. How did you... Where did the time go? Where did the time
I
go?
don't know. This year flew by.
I'll be right back.
You don't need to get a napkin. He's not getting a napkin. He's getting toilet paper. Because that is closer than a napkin. In our new basement setup. So I guess we moved in 2017. So that's something that happened personally. I got accepted. And then we got to Ottawa.
Definitely moved.
Oh, you actually found a cloth.
Because there's one in the sink.
Ew.
I rinsed it.
It's probably has like bacteria growing on it. You probably just made it dirtier.
I rinsed it. It's fine. It's fine. Relax.
Gross.
Okay, let's start over. So here we are drinking God's flesh in Ottawa.
We took a couple of these beers to my family parties, my family Christmas parties when we were in Toronto. Mostly for ourselves, expecting nobody to really like them. People ended up loving them. We barely got any ourselves. I had to share them with everybody.
No, it was really bad. They drank all my beer. I think I brought a 4-pack of one thing, another 4-pack of 2-pack of, no, 2 of another, and then 2 of another. And it was like the what was it? The blackberry? No, the cherry vanilla milkshake beer. Apparently,
This is still bitter.
you don't. No, this is really cool. This is barrel aged Brett IPA, 8%.
No, it's still bitter.
I really like this one. I don't know why you don't.
No, I don't mind it.
But no, he was right. This is a very acquired, very very specific taste. I've dreamt about this taste since we drank it last time.
Okay. Well, that's also something new for us. This new hobby we have picked up in 2017.
The beer, the beer, definitely the beer. But no, I don't know. We kind of. Where were we like this time last year? This time last year, I was actually at this exact moment live streaming with Sandre, Crouton T, Jeff Holiday. What was the other guy's name? And somebody else with the Devil's Advocates doing a New Year's live stream. It is literally the day Crouton T showed me his face before he revealed it properly in front of everyone, showed me his passport, and told me his plans how he can almost go anywhere because he was being threatened by people.
Who knew?
Who knew how
knew?
the year would have turned on him? I don't know. This is a very sad course of events because I guess telling the world that you're a liberal means that all the liberal YouTubers want to come talk to you. They want you to be on their side, and then they go out and do something weird. Something very, very weird, like form secret societies of YouTubers that were supposed to take on other YouTubers whose opinions they didn't agree with. That is some conspiracy theory shit right there. Like, if the group wasn't leaked, then you just think it is just a conspiracy theory. But no, the group got revealed. Everyone exposed it very quickly. And
where'd the rest of the beer go?
This is it. It's 500
okay.
milliliters. If you don't like it, I will finish drinking this entire beer.
It's just very bitter.
It's not bitter at all.
Well, whatever I had gave me a bitter aftertaste.
What were you having before this?
I think I finished the last bite of my banana.
Fair enough.
So, I don't know.
So that's how the world worked out for me. I apparently allied myself with all the wrong people. Or all the right people. I'm not sure how this is going to work out for them in 2018.
Yeah.
Yesterday, I was told that they might actually get me back in Communicado with Crouton T. And I actually want to talk to him. I want to know where things went wrong and how things went horribly wrong.
Sometimes
no,
you
not
just
even a
get
live stream.
emotional.
Not even a live stream. I just want to talk to him about it. On that topic, Will suggested that me and you start a Dr. Drew style show where we get people on to just talk about whatever problems they're having.
Dr. Drew is, you know how couples like have like the list of the 5 people that you're allowed to, there's like famous-ish people that you're allowed to. Yeah, Dr.
Liberal
Drew,
couples have that.
Yeah,
Liberal
Dr.
couples.
Drew would be on my list.
Except he's 50.
And Psycho. Oh, but he actually is the reason I got into addiction and mental health research. So he's an addiction specialist. And I totally love him. I love Mike Catherwood as well. I spent years listening to Loveline, which is over now. They're no longer doing Loveline after like 20, 30 years. And I love Adam Carolla too. His podcast is hilarious. He's totally like one of the voices against SJWs kind of as well. Him and Drew make fun of their stupid millennial callers who want safe spaces and trigger warnings all the time. Adam Carolla is quite conservative, actually.
I don't know who any of these people are.
He was the host of Loveline with Dr. Drew originally when it started like 30 years ago.
Wizard of Cause. It was Jeff Holiday and Wizard of Cause that I was live streaming with. Sorry. I'm sorry. Yes. No, literally that live stream, I got into a whole debate with them about identity. I was actually talking to them about how important identity is and how you have to know what you identify as, but without playing identity politics. Sorry, I don't know who any of these people are. You're just mentioning people that I do not know.
Well, so are you.
I know it's weird. We live somewhat separate lives.
Maybe goal for 20. I don't. It is to figure out what identity is. I don't
Okay.
know. I just think it's things that you are doing. You can identify as. Like, I identify as someone who likes music.
No, you don't identify as that thing. You're just a person who likes music. Which part of your identity needs you to wear a T-shirt, music enthusiast?
I do that all the time.
You wear a T-shirt that say music enthusiast.
No, but I wear like my Red Hot Chili Peppers T-shirt.
My Red Hot Chili.
No,
My Red Hot
became
Chili.
mine
Okay,
after.
it became yours after you started wearing it more.
No, because you're fat and it was too small for you. Don't lie. Don't lie to the people.
I'm gonna put it on, guys. I'm gonna take a photo and show you that it fits me.
And the
absolutely
Punisher
fits me.
T-shirt. The Punisher. He's also on my list. The actor, because he was my love.
You don't have a list because I don't get a list. Because
my
we've
hypothetical list.
We've talked about this, and here's the way this goes. Couples make lists of people that they're allowed to sleep with. Her list includes people that she will probably never even meet. My list would absolutely include people we know. And that's why we don't have a list.
No, they have to be famous.
No, they don't. There's no.
No, it's like the celebrity list of like celebrities it's only like related to like celebrities.
And no woman would ever let you sleep with a celebrity.
Well, I'm just saying, if like, didn't you see the girl in the apartment 23 when James Vanderbeek from Dawson was the bride? She was one on his list.
I saw the episode. I know what it is. And that list was popularized by the show Friends, not the bitch in apartment 23.
That's true.
Friends.
Did How I Met Your Mother also do it?
Yes. Everyone since Friends has been literally featuring the list. Seinfeld even featured the list.
Every show since Friends has been Friends.
Because they need to perpetuate the notion that marriage is not a sacred thing. You can make exceptions for the marriage vows as you please.
The idea is that it's never going to happen.
No, the idea...
Like, when am I going to get a chance to sleep with Shane from Walking Dead?
That is literally not how homofiling people works. And I'm going to keep saying homofiling, but really, I mean any...
Or, like, when am I going to get to sleep with Brad Pitt? Like, that way.
What if we go on vacation and Brad Pitt just so happens to be there?
And he agrees, then fuck you. I'm having sex with Brad Pitt. Are you kidding?
And see, people, this is why we're not married. This is exactly why we're not married.
It's okay, you can...
10 years together, and she's willing to
I'm sure you...
to just
I'll
throw
let
it
you
all
can,
away.
You can go
just
with
all
whatever
of it,
hot wife he
away.
has at the time.
What hot wife? What is
well, him and
was
Angelina...
it Jennifer Aniston?
Well, no, they're broken up.
Him and Angelina Jolie are broken up. Him and Jennifer Aniston was the last person I remember sleeping. Jennifer Aniston is the bitch from Friends who literally introduced the list. Like look at this.
Full circle.
It's a full circle.
It's like the 6 degrees of Kevin Spacey. Ah, no wait, this is Kevin Bacon. Never mind, different Kevin.
Anyway, the point is that society is crumbling from all around, and that's actually something I learned today. I'm gonna have to do a proper video on this, but for those of you who actually bothered to watch these stupid podcasts, which is actually my favorite part, I don't really care about doing videos as much as I like doing these podcasts. I like drinking and talking to people. We recently established one very important thing that I would have almost never come to the conclusion myself. It's so obvious, and it's so obvious that like I really, really wish more people knew, or more people understood it, or someone verbalized it to me earlier. Literally, Marxism creates not fascism, the alt-right. Like, we've been talking about identity so much that we're not even talking about where these identities came from. Literally, when Marxists show up to your society and tell you that you're a piece of shit, nothing means anything, all your traditions are stupid, your religion is stupid, anything you hold valuable is stupid. They're like, sex doesn't exist, gender doesn't exist, you can be a woman if you want to, you can be a man if you want to, your God is stupid, you have nothing to say, and your society should be run by women even though it's been primarily run by men. Yeah, some people say, wait, no. Some people absolutely stand up and say, wait, no. Clearly, you can go fuck yourself. I'm going to go put on steel-toed boots and kick you in the head.
Yep.
And it's that obvious that Marxists create the neo-Nazis. Or they like, no, I'm not even going to give them the title of neo-Nazis. I'm tired of that fucking false dichotomy. Literally, people who oppose Marxists are now considered Nazis. And I don't think that's right. I don't think that people who are told okay, we just watched the thing. I don't know who posted it in the Discord, but that one professor, CNN, was defending a professor who tweeted that all I want for Christmas is a white genocide. And he got hundreds of thousands of people telling him to kill himself. Like, literally threatening to kill him. And he played the victim. Now, if somebody told you that all they want is for your race to be genocided, how would you react? Is it not with a maybe a banner saying, I'm going to murder you and everything you stand for? Because he's literally a Marxist professor.
I would be one of those go kill yourself people.
Sure, you can be a go kill yourself people, or you can be one of those I'm going to kill you people, because he, in fact, himself was white. Or Jew. Apparently, there's a distinction between white Jewish people and white people.
Oh my god, who the fuck cares? This is why, like, I don't even care about.
Well,
like,
I can show you a series of tweets where it's white people. I'm gonna air quote white people told them that white privilege absolutely exists and white guilt should absolutely be a thing, and more people should be killing themselves because of their white guilt. And then when people ask them in the response of the tweet, like, aren't you white? They go, no, I'm Jewish. And then like it comes full circle, and you're like, oh, it's the Jewish Marxists again at it all over. No, I'm clearly not shitting on the
What were we
Jews.
talking about on the drive home back from Toronto? How
Oh,
I was saying about how I felt like people like through all of my travels, like from Iran through Europe, like Italy, France, like all of these areas, and throughout the States, and seeing like different family and family dynamics, and even having friends with different backgrounds as we've grown up. We've had like Italian friends, we've had Polish friends, we've had all sorts of friends, and seeing their families. I feel like people really are like human evolution and evolutionary theory explains all human behavior, and we are like, maybe there are some cultural differences into the ways that people express themselves, but on the whole we are more the same in a lot of ways. And so this whole like it's so stupid because it's like this is why like all of this SJW is such an oxymoron, because it's like individualism in collective. They
no,
somehow
no.
want
Individualism?
they want communism, but then they're trying to be like, you're using individualism to do
They're
that.
co-opting individualism and reinforcing it with collectivist bargaining.
Like it's like they're taking the individual and breaking them down to all of the groups that they belong to.
Yes, and then collectively, like unionizing all the different identity politics into one mass, which they're calling feminism, and then collectively bargaining for what they want. It's not okay. Remember on Occupy Wall Street, it was hundreds of thousands of people or whatever showed up to sit at Wall Street, to literally camp out on Wall Street. People asked, "What are you here for?" and they basically had no idea. It's because they're there to support ideologies that claim that they are friends or allies of. Now, it was anti-capitalists or that started the rally with saying, well, Wall Street is corrupt. And us anti-capitalists think that the government should not be bailing out corporations or blah, 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 blah. Most people can agree with that. But when you're like, yeah, the government shouldn't be bailing out shitty corporations that they're supposed to be too big to fail or making shitty business decisions.
Well, I mean, several corporate 20. Another thing that happened in 2017, several corporations, Sears went bankrupt, BCBG went bankrupt, a couple of others like completely closed down. Like, some corporations aren't too big to fail. When there's no market for it, these are cases where people decided they don't the product that
Yeah, but Sears isn't that big of an organization. Like, if the Hudson Bay Company starts to fall apart...
That is, apparently the Hudson Bay Company is going bankrupt too.
Right,
apparently
but the Hudson...
online is changing the way that people shop.
Well, there you go.
And department stores are just generally not a thing. Like, I don't think even like BCBG is probably completely now moved to just like an online forum where people order their dresses and now with like even with clothes, once they have these like virtual things where you can upload like a hologram of yourself and try on.
Oh, that's old.
Yeah, well, that's what's going to be happening. But the thing about SJWs and identity is that it's interesting that the identities that they focus on are the identities that you don't have choice over, right? Like what you're born as or what gender you are. Well, I guess now gender is a choice, but regardless of that, before you interrupt me, regardless of that, it's identities that they don't have like things that you don't have choice over, not things that you do, like things that you choose to be. Like if you identify as a musician, someone who practices and does that, or like it's all like oppressed classical. I don't know. Do you get what I mean? Like it's all surface born, not like things that are about the choice of actions you use.
Okay, here's why they do that. A long time ago, Marx stated that the Americans are almost nearly impossible to turn into communist nations because they're not oppressed enough. Literally, they have too much wealth, too much opportunity, too much of a good thing going for them to feel like they're oppressed. So they set out on a plan to literally make everyone in North America feel like they're oppressed. First world problems is literally the epitome of that. It's
Yeah.
they sit around and they say, you are one of the richest people on the planet. You are also a woman and you are being oppressed. Your husband is forcing you to stay home and take care of the children. When previously, that was a choice. Yeah, I get it. Again, most women made the choice to stay at home and take care of the children. That wasn't a negative thing. You're a
No.
mother. You literally raised human beings, and preferably decent human beings, which is interesting. Which is interesting where they started. They started with taking the mother out of the family, leaving the children to mostly be raised by other people outside of the mother,
Which
who
is
don't
collectivist.
necessarily have the children's best interests at heart. Because the people that raise the children have different morals, different values, and now, for the majority of it, different ethnicities. You're now raised by people who are not your blood, who are not your government, who are not your family. Back in the Soviet Union, where I was born, when my parents were too busy working, do you know who was taking care of me? Grandparents, my other blood, my other kin, the other people who had my best interests at heart. Literally, the people who had my best. But so the attack of the family, the war on the family happens.
Well, we're talking about individualism and collectivism. You have to agree that a lot of the way that the state comes in and the communist state comes in is through perpetuating individualism, by breaking down the family. You are you. You don't identify with your family members. Your
Well, no,
parents
that's
are now
exactly what the
oppressing
Marxists
you.
are doing. That's my
Right,
point.
and then
That's
the
what
state
Marxists are
comes
doing.
in. Yeah,
Not the state comes in.
the government comes in to be your surrogate family.
They went to the women and they said, you are being oppressed. You did all this hard work supporting the men during the war. Why can't you continue working? And the men came back and said, why are there no jobs for us? We can't stay home and take care of the children because we can't have children. And the women said, well, I've been working this entire time and no one was here to help me. And then they created a huge surplus of men who literally have nothing to do.
Okay, but women in the workforce has happened throughout, that's in the North American context and World War I and II. But in other areas, like even in Iran, women are in the workforce. In China, women are in the workforce.
Only in North America because of Marxism. Marxism works in North America the way it works in North America. In the context of the conversation was North America. If you want to talk about the context of women's rights in Iran, sure.
But I'm just wondering, like even in those areas, even in India, China, all sorts of cultures, women coming into the workforce has happened.
Yes, when you're poor as fuck and you have nothing, then yes, both men and women go work. Iran is a relatively poor country. That's why men and women work. Oh, women are trying to work.
Although a lot of women don't want to work.
In
they
India,
want to be housewives.
In India, a lot of women work because there's nothing else. In China, a lot of women work. Well, I don't know if a lot of women work. A lot more women work now because they had that whole baby,
Iran, it's like
that baby
upon.
genocide. It's looked down upon everywhere if
like
the woman
your
has to work.
husband is not rich enough that you have to work.
Right.
Yeah.
It is like that in many, many places. In the Soviet Union, still to this day, women can work if you want to have a good lifestyle. But like, I know a lot of my family in Russia, the women and men both work. They all work.
Yeah.
They all work now. They don't give a shit.
But it's like even if the woman works, she's doing it like for herself because she can. The men is like even in Iran, if a woman is working, it's because like she's passionate and she wants to. The man is still expected to provide. Like all of the money that the woman makes, this is like this is cultures that oppress women, right? It's actually protectionist culture, not oppressive culture. But in the protectionist culture of Iran and Middle Eastern culture, other Middle Eastern cultures, it's like. It's not about oppressing the woman. Like it's like looked down upon if the woman works, and if she's working to provide for the family. Like if she's working for herself, and the husband is still providing everything, then it's okay. Like she's doing it for herself.
Right.
The man is still expected to take care of all the needs, and everything that she makes is not supposed to be shared for the family. It's all for her and herself to buy herself pretty things.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, again, the point was that in North America, they told the women to replace the men in the workforce after the men came back, and they did. And then they're like, oh, well, since we're working, I guess we should get a chance to vote. And they're like, okay, you can vote now. And then they've been pandering to women as voters the entire time since then.
Yeah.
And it's easy to pander to women. You say, I'm I am not. Oh, I don't know. Fucking today is the easiest way, but back then, shit. It's really easy to look up examples of actually why women would vote for a certain candidate over another. Like Kennedy was
Good
hugely
looking,
popular
attractive,
by women.
charismatic.
Well, look at Justin Trudeau.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's so funny. Like, it's a monarchy. He literally is because he had a last name and he's an actor. Like, no, I love the hypocrisy of Canada being able to vote in Trudeau and not second guessing it and then criticizing Trump, who actually has like some sort of business experience running organizations, is a lot older, has like
Substitute
sees
drama
connections.
teacher.
But this guy has a last name and is like an actor, and somehow like he's qualified.
He's a feminist because he's a feminist. It's because he's a feminist. He's not even a full-time drama teacher, a substitute drama teacher feminist. That isn't.
I think he does have a degree in like
model. No, he doesn't.
nothing, not
No.
even political science,
No,
nothing.
Nothing.
Just the thing about women voting, though.
He is a model. Have you seen like tweets at women that fucking fawn over Justin Trudeau? I post memes of
Not
him.
even good looking.
Apparently, he's amazingly good looking, according to the fake feminist Twitter followers of Justin Trudeau. They fawn over him. He literally posts pictures of him doing handstands at tables of during Parliament. And they're like, oh my god, I wish I was that table. Literally, I wish I was that table.
Yeah, I guess if a man is ripped, I guess he works out. If he's ripped, it doesn't matter what your face looks like. You're considered as good looking.
Well,
women can be better faces, but although I guess like if you have a hot, but anyway, just a thing about women voting. It was Karen Strawn that brought up the fact that when the whole voting thing was going on, a lot of women didn't feel the need. Like there was a lot of women who weren't like advocates for the right to vote because they're like, our husbands come home and we have conversations. And when our husbands go vote, they're kind of doing it on our behalf as well. Like he's not making this decision on his own. Like he discusses it with me and we decide together. Like now it's just like a waste of my fucking time to take time out of my day. Like I wonder like if you could vote on someone's behalf, would voter turnout be more?
Isn't it strange? Well, okay, isn't it strange that they went after women, gave them the ability to work, then gave them the ability to vote, and then definitely fucking push for the ability to get a divorce? They trick you.
The ability to get divorced happened.
It wasn't culturally acceptable until what, the 60s, where they said fuck it, free love, fuck anyone you want, and then AIDS spread throughout the world. Yeah. And then in the 80s was like the divorce generation because everyone was still swingers. And in the 90s, literally the 90s is when divorce became an all-time high when everyone... Oh, there goes the camera. That's our half an hour. Let's see if we can restart it.
I love how on the left, and I remember hearing this even prior to my feminism wake-up call, that I was listening to the radio. This was 5 years ago. I was listening to the radio. I think it was no, it wasn't Loveline. It was something else. But one of the callers, some conversation was having, and they were talking about how, like, people who say that there's higher AIDS like being gay increases your risk of AIDS are like liars. They're homophobes. They're homophobic. They're bigots. They want to like perpetuate the hate of like a non-acceptance of the LGBT. And like I remember looking at it, I was doing AIDS research at this point because I was doing literature reviews about ways to help increase people's adherence to taking their HIV, right? Because AIDS is very treatable. Like it's not even a death sentence anymore. It's actually a treatable illness. Anyways, and one of the factors is being an injecting drug users and also being a man who has sex with men or a woman who has anal sex, because HIV spreads faster through anal transmission than vaginal. Vaginal has protective.
It's okay. The whole thing is that the anal cavity has a tendency to rip when things are shoved into it.
Right.
And apparently sperm transmits it. Or just blood on blood.
Well, sperm does transmit, which having sex, even as a female, is a 30-ish% chance of a transmission.
Last I heard to TED Talk, they said 10.
Okay, when I was doing this research, it was at 30. I don't know what things have changed, but through vaginal, it's 30%. Through blood, like if blood, that's why injection drug use, like that's why cutting, like if you had a cut, even if you're like a doctor or a surgeon and you have a cut on your hand and you're treating someone.
Most people understand how blood to blood
Right,
transmission works.
but apparently dumbass people don't because you're not being because exactly the risk of blood.
Okay. Right now you're going on a tirade about the simplest of things. It's literally people that want to go around calling you names and literally bullying their way through a system when there's scientific evidence to back it up.
Yes,
it's not homophobic to say that gay people get more transmit AIDS easier. It's literally because they have anal sex and unprotected anal sex with more partners. And I'm going to say with more partners because
yeah,
it's more
gay
partners.
people tend to have a lot of partners. That's another thing.
And when you have anal sex, anal cavities tend to tear a lot more than vaginal cavities because vaginal cavities, let's just say, are
squishy inside,
built to be self-lubricating and durable enough to pass babies through, and durable enough to literally be built for penile penetration, to be as Dr. Drewy as possible. Okay. And the anus is not
vaginas are made to take cock. Just say it.
Yes. Vaginas are literally built to take cock. Maybe several cocks at a time, maybe several cocks in a row. But nevertheless, they're meant to take it.
Okay, I'm gonna go get the other.
And hold on, I'll go get it.
No, I have to pee. So.
Okay, well, technical difficulties all over again.
You go on your rant.
There is no rant. I'm just saying you can just go. I'm just gonna block it out later.
I am wearing my Christmas pants, so it's okay.
Okay.
So what were we saying?
That's I was saying that you tear that asshole up. and
What were we
pass
talking
your
about before I got sidetracked?
literally people being the 80s was specifically when the feminist movement that took hold, and the 90s was when everyone decided to get a goddamn divorce.
So this is
are we doing that? Hold on. Let me finish this beer.
It's 8.1% alcohol.
Holy shit. Yeah, this is Redline Brewhouse from Barrie, Ontario. This is double clutch double IPA. This is actually part 2 of a different one. We have clutch, I think single clutch or double or whatever. And then there's double clutch. He said we can drink the double clutch, but the regular clutch still needs to hold out. I wish I could take more photos of this, but the lighting is like atrocious. It's a good thing I have like 5 of these, and then they're supposed to be relatively rare for those of you who care. Where am I putting? Nope, the lighting's just not gonna let it happen.
Dude,
it's best on the table.
Yeah. Right here.
No, setting up the lighting behind the camera was kind of weird.
Anyways.
It was weird. It's going to be weird. It's also a yellow bear. That's it. It has a mark. It has a mark. It has a mark. It literally has a mark.
No, it has 2 marks. See, there's a mark right here too.
Yeah, but look.
But you got more of the last beer.
No, I didn't. You actually got way more than me.
Oh my god.
Look,
that's
mark. Oh, look, at the mark. I know. They know. The makers of the goddamn glasses know exactly what people do. They share their beers. Because these are strong, independent beers.
So what's your New Year's resolution?
Oh, god damn it. My New Year's resolution is to be... Okay, I really hope that I work for this company long enough for them to actually register me as an apprentice, and I can actually finally start my electrician's bullshit.
That's a good resolution.
That's only part 1 of my resolution. Part 1 of my resolution is to start my electrical apprenticeship in 2018, because that's literally the only thing I need to fucking happen. The other thing is I'm going to be way more active on Discord with all the other YouTubers I'm in contact with, and I would like to actually hit 1,000 subs by the end of the year.
That's gonna be tough.
No, it shouldn't be tough. That's the problem. It shouldn't be tough because I know like Politipod, What YouTuber, Gemini, like all the guys I'm hanging out with that are the newer guys on the block. Like Sandra says, he's been around for 10 years. Kraut and T's been around for at least 2 or 3. Most like you saw Aiden Paladin, fucking 6 months, and she's at like 50,000 subs.
Yeah.
Okay, so all these people are hitting all these huge numbers. Like Gemini's been around for only this year. He's at 50,000. Like I'm hanging out with these people. I might as well actually grab up their subs and like get to know them. Today I grabbed up a couple of subs just by hanging out in their discords, which is cool because they're making me mod and I'm getting to know them. But hopefully I'm making the right allegiances this time. Because if I keep making stupid allegiances with people that are actually all Marxists and actually want to destroy everything I stand for, that's like the previous years of my life when I made allegiances with Marxists that want to destroy everything I stand for. Now on to reviewing this beer, double clutch.
This is good. It's good.
You tried it?
Mm-hmm. It's better than the last one for sure. Less bitter.
This is really sweet. It has that. What
it's
is
very
that?
smooth.
It's very hoppy.
Not very smooth.
It's very hoppy. Does it actually say anything on here? Store cold drink fresh, drink responsibly. Crap. See, Mad got involved in this. Stop giving Mad money if they have the money to advertise on random beer.
Hey, no, drinking and driving is a serious problem.
Thank you. Okay, so it has flaked oats.
You know, Chris
barley.
Ray Gunn's sister was killed by a drunk driver.
I am the #1 advocate of not drinking and driving. I literally don't drink and drive.
And Mad goes to victims of people
I
who...
literally refuse to go out and drink at all when I'm telling you I'm going to be designated driver. Okay? That is my thing. That is one of the things I do. I am one of those people that refuses to drink beer and drive. To drink anything and drive. In fact, I will Uber anywhere, and if I am designated driver, I will not drink at all.
Uber is awesome.
And people get really mad at me because they're like, oh, what are you, a pussy? You can't just have a couple of beers and drive? No, I don't want to. I just don't want to. I don't want to get in the habit of it. Because I know, I've seen my dad and his friends clear a couple of bottles of fucking wine. No, not wine. The beer is hitting me. This is really good beer. The last one was 8%. This one's 6%. My dad and his friends sit down, fucking clear a bottle of vodka, and then maybe have another bottle of vodka. Maybe have another bottle of whiskey. All while eating, of course. And then they're like, all right, we're going home. And then drive their respective ways. This is not the kind of thing I want. I understand they're from the Soviet Union.
This is actual wax that I'm playing with, by the way?
Literally. Look, it... Okay.
The bottle came with a wax.
It had a wax seal tip because this is a barrel-aged IPA. This is some fancy shit.
That was also 8%?
Yeah. Yes, this is 8%. It's barrel-aged. 8%
that's
IPA.
A nice bottle. We should keep
it's a really nice bottle. I really like. If I could buy.
That's my favorite bottle so far. I'm gonna turn it into a candle.
If I can buy their poster, I will buy their poster, and I'll have it in the background somewhere.
I might use it as a candle holder.
You want to use the bottle as a candle holder?
Yeah, a neat trick is if you carve the bottom of a tall candle, and then the candle melts, and it starts creating this whole like wax tree.
This
Pretty
is
cool,
good.
actually.
What is that aftertaste? Is
I
it
don't
mango-y?
know.
What is that?
But this clutch stuff, was way better. This one has
No,
a superior bottle.
It's
but,
Brett. It's Brett. Okay, this is a Brett beer. This is a totally different aspect of beer. It has a very distinct Brett taste. It's Brett beer. But generally, I really like the Blood Brothers brewery. They have some weird esoteric designs. Like, what is this? It's like the Guy Fawkes mask being removed off somebody while also some sacred geometry bullshit in the background. It's awesome. I'm going to try and find some stuff and just post it up. Maybe actually edit this video out properly. Hopefully, maybe if I do this in time, I'll actually get it out before New Year's. No, chances are not.
We have plans.
We have plans. We have plans, and our plans are for me to make dinner as soon as we're done this. So yeah, allegiances. They're strange, and they're finicky, and they're fickle. And now it's really weird for me to just realize that literally the people I was hanging out with at this time last year turned out to be the type of people that dox people, that lie and cheat and sit around collecting information, which is also going to be a really interesting thing because Mycroft, who was apparently involved in all of this, knows my name.
So what's so what's going on with Mycroft? So Mycroft is no longer with us.
How can he be with us when he stands for everything opposed to us?
So why Mycroft is for doxing? No, I can't believe that.
Why not? Why would you not believe it? He's there. He's still talking to Kraut and T on a daily basis.
Wait, so just because Kraut and T did something stupid, that's it? We just have
It's not Kraut and T. Okay. It's not Kraut and T. Kraut and T did do some stupid shit. He had some comments. He said some dumb things once in a while.
Maybe he learned from his mistake.
Maybe he did. But I need to talk to him to find out exactly what the fuck the situation is. I can't just speak from wherever the fuck.
So do you think Mycroft would dox you? Not that like it matters, because you want to dox yourself at some point anyway.
I'm not doxing myself. I will point out that there is zero photographic evidence of me on social media. That's just something that never happens. I don't like photos. I'll never like the idea of social media. So the idea of me literally exposing my face on social media.
Yes, Loki refuses to do any pictures with me on social media. So all of those like coupley kissy pictures, I don't get any of those.
Because they're so fake.
I
They're
know.
Fucking fake.
I hate those.
Like,
actually.
I hate seeing couples
I hate
personally
PDA in general on social media.
I hate couples I know. They're like, okay, I know couples out there who occasionally get completely fucking wasted and do get all PDA in the beginning of the relationship, but like then 7 months down the road, they're still doing it on social media. I'm like, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Who are you hugging and making out with, like passionately in front of your cell phone? I know, like, I'm not gonna miss the fact that you have your cell phone in your hand and you're taking photos of it.
Like, who is it for? Yeah.
Who is it for? It is literally for social media. Like, if you do it for yourselves, then you do it for yourself. There's no need for an audience. Like, I'm not making this channel about me and you making out on the couch while also talking. Like, if you want, we'll go upstairs. We'll turn on the camera. We'll just make out a bit and talk about stupid shit we see on Netflix. Speaking of which, if I ever do get around to getting a decent camera, Siggy's really been hounding me to start a...
Everything Wrong with TV Show series?
It's kind of something like Everything Wrong with TV Shows, yeah. So
if you guys are not familiar with, look up the guy Everything Wrong With. Is that...
No. Like, literally not at all. It's CinemaSins. Okay.
Oh, he's with CinemaSins?
No. You're thinking of something else completely. The guy who does ding, 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 that's...
no, that's Everything Wrong With.
No, that's CinemaSins.
CinemaSins, it does what should have happened, how it should have ended.
No, how it should have ended is a cartoon series.
Wait, sorry. Okay,
CinemaSins is the guy who dings every time there's a sin.
Yeah, and he does Everything Wrong With. That's the series,
yes,
and he does Everything
but
Wrong With.
The channel CinemaSins.
Movies. Okay.
It's not Everything Wrong With it. It's CinemaSins. That's the channel. So when you're looking it up, it's look up CinemaSins.
Oh, okay.
And they have the channel. There's also Gaming Sins, and there's also whatever, but that's not him. That's other people mimicking his formats. Other people have done TV show versions, like Everything Wrong With or like CinemaSins, and then they'll be like, oh, Supernatural. And they'll just go over Supernatural.
Wait, but has anyone actually done that?
Some people have taken on certain projects, but these are really hardcore projects.
Yeah, so I want to commandeer that method for TV shows and point out, like, I just like the stuff that he points, like the cliches that he points out, and like, oh, like the whole... I love the cliches, like walking away and not looking back after explosion cliche. Like, I've never noticed that until he pointed it out. So all of those kinds of things. And I also want to steal Movie Bob's Everything. What was it? What was the series? It's really that...
Really that good or really that bad?
Yeah.
Well, for those of you who are unfamiliar with Movie Bob, he started out on The Escapist. The Escapist is actually a pretty cool network of YouTubers, I guess, also. They have Yahtzee, who does Zero Punctuation Gaming Review.
Movie Fights?
Oh, that's Honest Trailers. And
no.
Andy Signor was actually revealed to be one of those fucking pedophiles this year. Remember Andy, who hosted everything? Remember he hosted Movie Fights?
Wait, no. Honest, they're not.
Yes, they are. That's
Honest Trailers is in the name of the channel.
Yes, it is.
No, Honest Trailers is just a thing that they do. The name of the channel is something else.
Okay, I'm gonna look it up right now. If you guys can see my phone, I'm sorry.
Honest Trailers was just a show that they also do.
Honest Trailers. Screen Junkies.
Screen Junkies, yes.
Screen Junkies is the name of the channel. Honest Trailers is their primary thing. They did movie fights, and Anis Ignore, the leader of movie fights, apparently has had like 12 fucking people come out against them of sexually harassing them to the point of groping them and...
Because I'm just notice how none of the people accused of sexual harassment are good-looking people. I'm just needing people to...
Well, most of them are also not conservatives. That's also a thing we're starting to notice a lot more and more.
So out of Kevin Spacey was a liberal?
Of course he's a liberal. He's a gay man in Hollywood who literally partook in gay group sex. How's any of that a conservative value?
Who else?
Harvey
Weinstein.
Harvey Weinstein.
Okay, who else?
I don't know. Go through the list.
I actually don't know who this list is. Apparently that guy is Hyde from that 70s show.
Yeah. Do you think he's a conservative? He's an actor in Hollywood. You can't be a conservative actor in Hollywood. Literally, Tim Allen, the one of the few people that's willing to come out and admit that he's not a fucking liberal in Hollywood, has had none against him. You know who else? Dennis Leary, another conservative fucking person in Hollywood. Who, you know how many people came out against him?
Wait,
Nobody.
Who else has had stuff against them? Okay, I'll have to go look.
Do you want to pull out your phone? Just start looking up
I
all
don't
the
have my
accusations.
phone on me.
Well, that's we used to do when we did used to do our versions of this.
People in the audience, someone get me a list.
There's no audience. We're not doing this live. I wish we were doing this live.
I didn't mean live. I mean whoever listens to this, give me a list of everyone in 2017 that was accused of sexual assault.
That's one of my resolutions. One of my resolutions for 2018 is to get a goddamn decent camera because I already bought the device to allow me to live stream this. And we could live stream this. And you guys can watch Siggy wiggle her butt as she walks off to get the fucking thing. You guys, she literally stopped and wiggled her butt in the middle of the fucking screen. Okay? You guys didn't see it. And you won't see it unless I get the goddamn camera to be able to live stream this. I probably won't have very much audience interaction because, you know, whatever the fuck this is.
They're witnessing my fidgetiness.
Yes.
Which our friends used to call sexual frustration. When we used to go to the bar and I used to rip up napkins and
yes.
Anyways, you can cut that part out too if you're gonna be editing.
I don't think I'm gonna be cutting that part out. I will be cutting out you walking by the camera and wiggling your butt, but I will not be cutting that out.
I'm wearing my Christmas jammies.
Anyway, also for those of you who give a shit, this is the thing. So I tried to fix the camera issue, and if you will notice in today's version of whatever the fuck is happening, I have two cameras set up. A webcam over here somewhere, right there. That's connected to my laptop. That's supposed to be the recording, and hopefully it does. But apparently it doesn't do audio, and it only does 4:3 ratio, not the proper 1080p 16:9. For those of you who don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, it doesn't do widescreen. It does regular fucking standard bullshit. The camera that I have over here.
Why is this flame so small?
Here? No, I guess I can't see that.
Let me take a better candle.
Because you keep putting shit in there, and these are dollar store these are dollar store fucking candles.
Oh, even candles can be made cheap. It's wax and a twig. Like, how can they be made cheaper?
It's not a twig. It's a wick.
Whatever.
No, it's very important. Okay, it's very important. Just saying. Anyway, so that camera only records half an hour of footage at a time. What you guys don't know is since the last one, where I had all the problems in the entire fucking world, Siggy's decided to go out and buy me Adobe Premiere, Adobe CC, Adobe Creative Cloud.
Adobe Creative Cloud, yes.
Which means I'm recording. which means I'm recording this using Adobe Auditions instead of the bullshit I was using before.
Oh.
Yes.
So we're taking advantage of
We're actually taking advantage of it, which means now I have Photoshop and Premiere and all the other bullshit, so I won't be using any of the garbage software I was using earlier, but using more expensive software now.
Well, it's much cheaper because I'm actually a university student, or else we'd be paying like $80 a month.
Anyway, aside from that, I also bought a different camera, a Canon camera, which I had a problem with because it literally wouldn't let me grab the video off of it. I sat there and we did a whole podcast, I think the last podcast, and it wouldn't let me grab the video off of it. It told me to convert it to a format which will allow me to take it off of it, but to convert it to that format would mean I would need to use more space than it has on its memory card, which was a ridiculous thing. And then when I did get around to finding the software that I need to actually be able to do it, it said that my camera's serial number wasn't matching up with the system, and therefore I couldn't do what I need to do. So I bought a different camera, a Sony camera, which then told me that I can't use it while it's plugged in, which means it'll only use as much time as it has on a memory, on the battery. And the battery was a AA battery, or 2 AA batteries, which fuck Sony. Just fuck Sony all the way. What are you doing? Stop
I
it.
want to melt
Stop
the
it.
wax inside
Stop
the
it. Stop it, you fidgety fucking bastard. Drink your beer, smoke your goddamn pot.
I want to melt the wax inside the lid. I need a holdy thingy. I need a grabby.
You need a pair of tweezers or tongs, one or the other.
I have something around here actually, but
Anyways, so she gets really fucking bored and I start talking about tech garbage, but that's the problem. So we need to buy a decent camera that I can hook up to record. Oh, I also bought a capture card for $250 for me to be able to take any decent camera, take the HDMI output, and stream it and or record it or both. Yeah, and that negates most of what I need to do. So I gotta figure out what to fucking do with this because this has been giving me way too many fucking issues. I don't know what the fuck.
Hey, it's a work in progress. I think we've been, playing around with stuff. Hopefully, so are we gonna buy a house? Is buying a house part of?
For 2018, I would like to at least have one of these things live. And
so are you gonna dox yourself in 2018?
Well, we'll see. We'll see. I need to be able to buy the house thing is the next important thing. I would like to buy a house with a better basement, with a different basement, with my basement, so I can actually convert it. I would like this to not be in front of a fireplace, but actually be in a booth. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what I can manage to finagle out of this situation. There's so many things I want to do, and so much not enough time, and work's taking up way too much time.
Yeah.
And if in the next couple of months, 3, I am going to have to either drive back over an hour a day, back and forth, far away, or I'm going to have to stay at a hotel the entire time. And this is bullshit. This is just bullshit.
So Siggy's going to be spending a lot more time on Discord.
Right.
So people
Discord.
keep her company because she's never been alone by herself.
The joke is I will be on Discord once I'm done work, and we'll all be hanging out there.
Which means that my sleeping schedule is not going to get fixed anytime soon. Because I'll probably be waking up around the time you come online and staying up.
No, that seems about
don't
right.
know.
No, you
We'll
said you're
see.
gonna have to go to school.
No,
and
I
do
have
school stuff.
classes every day this semester.
So what? Your semester is like 4 months.
Yeah, my semester is 4 months, and then the plan for this summer is to get certified as a cognitive behavioral therapist. And we could do something like a love line. I was actually thinking about that. It'd be a cool way.
We need
People call in with their
We
problems.
literally need an audience. We have the capability of doing it. We either have Discord and a private channel to be able to drag people in, or we have a YouTube chat. But then you have to send out links, and I don't like sending out links. So it'd probably have to be a YouTube chat where you sit people down and you start talking to them about their problems. That also leaves a lot of space open for people to just troll the shit out of the situation.
Well, we need to Well, we could do like 30-minute episodes kind of, and we have a person that comes on and talks about what they want to talk about.
Okay, I just want to have a fucking second
Like
guest.
because like in actual therapy, like
For
I don't
this.
want to do Love Line, right? Like Love Line is like an hour-and-a-half show where callers call in and they have games and all sorts of stuff. But we could have like like we could do online public, whoever is open, free public therapy with someone who has been trained, and then someone who hasn't been trained who has like real world like personal experience. It'd actually be cool.
That sounds like with a professional and a layman.
Yeah. And then
There's already a Dr. Layman out there.
well, we need to come up with a different name for.
Hey guys,
For
if you want romantic advice from Loki 3K, feel
I
free
mean,
to
Loki and Siggy historically,
mythologically.
Anyway, if you guys want a session of free online therapy with Loki and Siggy, where you come and we discuss an issue that's going on in your life, and Loki gives his quirky, personal, anecdotal. Although Loki's actually would be a better therapist than me because I'm a horrible listener and he's a very good listener. I'm a bad listener. That's one of the things that I have to work on in my therapeutic training is to actually listen to other people when they talk.
A lot of the feedback that she gets when she hangs out in the Discord is people
Which is
yelling
why
at
as a
her.
team we'd
People
be great.
literally yelling at you that you're not listening. How many of you who actually hang out in the Discord yell at Siggy? Siggy? Siggy! Siggy! Not
Trigger
listening.
is constantly. Trigger and Will are the, yeah.
The two prime suspects of people who are like, Siggy, you're not fucking listening. I'm talking, and I know I'm talking, but you're not listening. The things that are coming out of your mouth are not matching up. They're not relevantly to the things I'm actually saying.
Which is why I think together we'd actually make the perfect therapist. Because I'll have like the informational knowledge and you have the actual human interpersonal skills.
So I'll be the human and she's the diagnosis machine.
Exactly. But then I will also cry and be the empathy. Like, well, no, like you'll be like the actual logical empathy and I'll just be the emotional reactor.
No, there you go, guys. So if you look forward to seeing something of that sort, stay tuned, I guess. I don't fucking know. We'll see how things go. Next 3 months. I have to get.
Well, let me get my training first. But one of the things that I am sure is what SJWs need is cognitive behavioral therapy.
Cognitive behavioral
Yes,
therapy.
because cognitive behavioral therapy is all about how you're thinking wrong. And they're fucking thinking wrong.
Well, they'll say that we're thinking wrong, and we'll get into a debate about what
Well,
thinking
they're part
means.
of the backlash against. There's actually a huge movement of like the mindfulness empathic people in psychology who are against CBT because CBT is too empirical and it's too evidence-based and it doesn't take in individual features and consequences of the like all of that shit. So there's this backlash against CBT because it's too scientific.
So
CBT is too
So for all of you people out there that would like to get psychic behavioral therapy, just subscribe to my Patreon and I will psychically send you all of your treatments that you would need. I will psychically treat you.
Here's the like extent of the difference. These other therapies, like these like mindfulness, spiritual, SJW therapies, is like you're unique and you're special and what you're going through is important because nobody else can understand. Whereas CBT and psychoanalysis and the classical forms of therapy is, no, you're an idiot. You're just like everybody else. What you're going through is not unique to you. People go through these things all the time. And here are past ways where people actually got over it. And if you want, I can help you, learn from past people who have been through the same thing you have or similar things to a certain extent and have gotten over it. And you can too. And then the camera died.
That's the other camera. It's okay. I can turn it back on.
Are we going to wrap up or should I get another beer?
We are wrapping up. We're according to one of the cameras that's been recording, it's about an hour 7, which means that we have about another 10-15 minutes to go, because I think I started that one earlier than everything else. I'm going to hit record again on that camera. But I'd like to know. Hold on.
So if you want therapy on how you're special and a unique snowflake and no one can possibly understand what you're going through,
Join our YouTube channel.
Don't come to us.
No, what?
No, don't come to us.
No,
But
no.
if you want to know,
no, you're doing this wrong.
but if you want to know if you're going through something and you want to know how other people who have gone through the same thing or similar things have gone through it,
okay.
then
You're misunderstanding. The whole point of the show is to literally have people confront you and tell you about their problems, so all the listeners also don't feel alienated because they've also been through the same problems.
That's true.
Then more and more people realize that they're all going through the
you.
same issues collectively together as one. This is the point of the therapy.
Okay, well, this is why we come as one.
With every new person that comes on and divulges their own issues with their parents, with their brothers, with their sisters, with their girlfriends, with their boyfriends, with their premature ejaculation.
Will you become a couples counselor with me?
With you? That's not how couples counseling works.
What is better than a couple counseling another couple?
What is more annoying than going to couples therapy to see a couple that is functional?
No, but then, because we're not totally functional, we fight and argue all the time.
But no one's supposed to say that.
You literally make me cry on a weekly basis.
Oh my god. But then I make you feel better about yourself. Oh, okay.
Okay.
The camera died again.
I think that's our cue to wrap it up.
That's our cue. So as our cue to wrap up, would you like to tell us your New Year's resolutions? Because you've been asking me about mine, but no one's asked you about yours.
My New Year's resolution is to try to be more active on YouTube and take advantage of this Adobe Cloud Creative Cloud thing that we have bought now. And I'm going to try to, like, the cool things that I study. This was my plan, and I hopefully, if I don't have to worry about making money and stuff, which, I don't know, the CBT thing can help. But anyway, what was I saying?
Your New Year's resolution?
Yeah, is all the cool stuff that I actually do study and learn, I want to make videos about it. So that's going to be my active New Year's resolution, is when I, like, read a cool article or, you know, write a paper, I just do, like, a video presentation of it. And then that's something that I can share with people, because that's called, in academia, knowledge translation. And one of the problems in academia is that academics are the only ones who are talking about and researching and discussing and thinking about this information, and it's not being translated. This knowledge is not being translated to everyday people.
The layman.
The layman. I don't like that term. It has a negative connotation.
Then academia shouldn't have come up with it.
That's true.
It's
but academia doesn't use it. But that's why it's called knowledge translation to general public. Just general public. You know, people, there's a lot of... Science is growing in all terms of things, and I think involving people, everyday people, into it is how you make things better, or something like that. I don't know.
So you want to do more knowledge translation, and
also personally, I want to get more active and physically healthy. Eating wise, I want to start cooking healthy. I want to do, like, I've been listening to lots of Joe Rogan, and the way that, and studying epigenetics and nature versus nurture, and the way that your body and your mind are connected, and taking care of your body it's huge. It's huge, folks. It's huge.
It's huge.
It's huge.
Huge.
And you can, and
huge.
your diet.
No. Huge. It's huge.
Whatever. Your diet can change
it's the
on
last
the
day of
cellular
the year,
level.
I can still make relevant jokes about Donald Trump saying
exactly.
Huge. Say it.
Huge.
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 Okay.
Whatever. Anyway.
All right, guys. Have a happy new year. May all your beer be delicious. May all your psychology problems be solved by Silerious. Well, I guess we'll see you in the new year. Thanks for sticking with us. The 200 of you that have. I don't know what's happening. I just don't know.
See,
I
this
have
is
no
the
idea.
parts of empathy and mushiness you're bad at. We love you, everyone. Thank you.
All right. Bye, guys. It's been fun. We'll see you tomorrow. Or next week. Or tomorrow. I mean, next week. No, I mean next year.
Next year.